Well, good morning. We'll just wait for to see who's joining us now. We will have a few in a moment. Look, thanks for joining us Saturday morning live. I've got to get on with it. It's sorry, I'm live. I'm live, and Debbie McGee is having conversation with me. Anyway, welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy. I'm back. I've been away for a couple of days, and before we go any further, we got to say a big thank you to ITS supporters of this live stream, and we got to say thank you because when they support us, they basically give lots and lots away, and I haven't the products. I'm known for this. I haven't sent. I've got two tool belts that's got to go out. Two tool belts that's got to go out, and I haven't sent them out, but they got to go out. Maybe we'll send 3 tool belts, and then we have the breaker to give away as well. Trevor, good morning, Trevor. How are you? Good to see you on here. Yeah, we've got to say it as we always say. I'm in a bit of a muddle this morning because we've just come back rushing around, and I can hear it in the background. Then she's disturbing me now. No, welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, and a big thank you to ITS. Going to say it again. You can get your tools there 7 days a week, and if you order before 7 o'clock, you can get next day delivery to site or to home. ITS get massively behind us. Just to let you know, the guys that I actually deal with at ITS is young Ben, James. Good morning, Pete. Good morning, son. I'm going to need some glasses in a moment. Maybe Debbie McGee would magic them up for me. I don't know. James, Richie, James, Ben. My head's gone this morning. Good morning, Alison. Yeah, we've got to say a big thank you to those guys because every time when I speak to them, they get behind us constantly. It's just without a shadow of a doubt, they just get behind what we're doing on here, on this group, on this channel. So a big thank to them. So anyway, I've been away for a couple of days, Alice and I, and it's really frustrating when you're working for a client and the client doesn't mind, and working for Dan at the moment, and he doesn't mind us going. We had a day, but they kept us for another day, and that was frustrating in itself. Mario, I'd love to speak to you sometime, mate. We got to do something with this breaker that we got, and we got to give it away. But as I was saying, talking about Dan, our client at the moment, we got to make sure that we look after him, and he's our client. We got to get things right. And he knew I was having a day off to go away, and I did contact him to say that they kept me up for another day. It was good, but nevertheless, we fall behind. Thank you. I've got my Dame Edna's with me now at the moment. This morning, we've been out walking. I don't know what you guys do on a Saturday morning, apart from watch me on a live stream. We got 2 likes. That's absolutely fantastic. 14 live viewers. So make sure you give it a like. If we can give this channel, this view a like now, that'd be absolutely great. Look, as you can see, as usual, I'm wearing my branded top, Green Top Landscapes and Design. You can see it behind. Branding, massively important. Dave Evans, how's it going, bud? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the live stream. I'm totally inspired by people on this group and what you do. Let me just shut the door here at the moment because we're getting a bit of background noise. Out, go. There we are, I'm back. Yeah, I'm just absolutely blown away by the support on this channel and how it works. There are lots of people supporting each other, talking to each other on a regular basis, not just through here. John Ruddleston. Good morning, John. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here. Look, there we are, 7 likes. I asked for a like and I get a like. It's absolutely brilliant. But just keep it going. We just got to keep it going because it's not just about me. All I'm doing is I'm just bringing us all together. That's all I'm doing. Let's even get some more likes on this morning. I'm just bringing us all together. I'm just trying to get the support. 8 likes, absolutely fantastic. Let's even get 11. And it's just good that people on here are supporting each other and giving the advice because I don't know it all. I just don't know it all. It'd be good to sort of, keep sharing what we're doing, and through this live podcast on a Saturday morning, we can help each other to improve and to get to the places where we need to be. I don't mean geographically, I mean maybe with our mindset and in our work. And just got to say a big thank you. 9 likes, brilliant, love it. Just got to say thank you for everybody that sent me a message. If I don't get back to you straight away, I will at some point. It's just trying to find the time to be able to come in this office. The only time when I come in this office is basically is to do this live stream now. I'm out in the morning. I maybe turn the computer on quick, but I don't sit in here for any length of time whatsoever. And Alison's made it quite comfortable in here. She's got these chairs, and they work nicely. They're great for the back. But when you've been in here all day, it can be bad for your back as well. It's no good sitting down, so get up and do things. So just give you a bit of a recap. We're working for Mr. Dan Price at the moment, and great people to work for. We're doing a driveway installation and a porcelain patio. Where the gates finish on Dan's drive, that's where the porcelain paving will be finished. We got that picture frame going all the way around, and then we've got a driveway, and we are installing bit of branding this morning. Bit of branding this morning. Look at this. We're installing Tobermoor. Yeah, Tobermoor paving. Fantastic block. I went out to Tobermoor recently. We're going to be doing some videos with them. Don't know if you like my hat. I don't know if I look a bit silly now. Yeah, so we're laying a Tobermoor drive for. She's back again. She's back again. Yeah, we're laying a driveway for Dan, and it's a Tobermoor product. We're laying the Tobermoor Trio. Good morning, Lee. How's it going, bud? Good to see you on here. Listen, I really appreciate everybody joining this morning. So we're laying a Tobermoor Trio, just to give you an idea of the amounts of paving. 44, I think, square metres of porcelain paving with a picture frame. One of the problems that we had to consider was the actual drainage problems, because there is a retaining wall. There was an awful lot of water building up, so we had to keep that moving on, and we've succeeded with that. But the good thing, what we've been able to do, we've been able to demonstrate the water moving out of that closed area. Okay, because we've got the house, we've got the extension, and we've got the retaining wall, so it's almost like a puddle. So you have to create those, what I call plug holes. Okay, I don't mean literally a plug hole. I mean a plug hole just to keep the water moving and going on from the house. So we're using the drainage very, very cleverly. The outside of the drain, the inside of the drain. Al Tucker and Sons Landscaping for a shout out. Yeah, Lee. Yes, I love it when people come on there and do that. Lee, can you just tell us where you are this morning? I want to hear a little bit more from the people that are actually joined us this morning on this live stream, because it's just great to have. It's great to see. I want to know where you're from, what you're doing, and what you specialise in. It doesn't matter even if you are a consumer. John Ruddleson says, hi, John. How's it going, John? Good to see you. I'm based in Kent, Johnny. Lee, this is the time for you now to sort of plug yourself, because it just may be the case that some consumer may be watching you at the moment. So we want to know where in Kent that you're actually based, but thanks for joining. Do you use Corkers down there in, I can't remember where Corkers is exactly. I did remember, but I can't remember exactly. Do you use Corkers? Corkers Builders Merchants. Great what those guys are doing. Corkers TV, you can find it on Instagram. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Guys, we just need to hear more from you. It's not just about me. So as I was saying, we're laying that porcelain patio at the moment for Dan. We've got the contrasting picture frame going in around the outside, and we had to think about the water moving on, and we've succeeded with that, and Dan has seen that. The other thing that Dan picked up with me the other day was that on the extension, there is a downpipe coming down, and we got to make sure that that downpipe is connected to a 4-inch storm water, so that we can get that water away. We don't want that water. We got to make sure that that water is actually going into a drainage point, because it's no good going back later and we have to start pulling the paving up to put a T-piece in to pick up that point. So you just got to make sure, cover every aspect in the garden, ensure that things like that, where you just try and be thorough, where there's a roof space, there's a downpipe coming out, and we have to pick that up. So we have to put a T-piece in for that. It's not a problem. We can deal with it now, because we haven't laid the paving, not completely, but we will be getting on with it on Monday morning. Hopefully it will be dry. And that was the other frustrating thing. It was that the fact is that we went away for a couple of days, and I was hoping to get back. I was hoping it was just going to be one day, but it was such a long journey and it's really, really tiring. But we're going to get back now with Dan, and hopefully it's going to be dry. The first few days of last week, it absolutely poured down. but I believe there was sunny spells at certain times whilst we were away, which is massively frustrating. So the same is for you guys, you've got to take full advantage of the dry weather and make hay while the sun shines. I'm just going to have a little sip here, just to show you. This morning, Alice and I have been out walking with the dogs, and she's brought me a Welsh cake. This is a Welsh cake, flour and water and a little bit of sugar and some sultanas. So there we go. You have to excuse me for doing this. This channel, just read what Lee says. I do use Corkers, mate, mainly for granite products. I'm based near Leeds Castle in Harrison, but cover all of Kent. I try to use small companies for aggregate to give them a helping hand. Yeah. Mike, Mario's on there. Mario, Greenkeeper Garden Services in Bedford. We went past Bedford the other day, Mario. So Mario's on here now. If you are looking for any greenkeeping, any lawn maintenance stuff, any garden maintenance, I think Mario's your person on there now. He's in Bedford, and Lee there is down near Leeds Castle. So this is the time to start plugging what you're doing. It's great that what Lee said there, he's actually supporting his local merchants or his local supplier to give them a helping hand as well, you know, because sometimes some of those multinationals do tend to dominate the scene in some respects. There he is now, Rocco. We'll just give him something just to keep him quiet a moment. Yeah. Should be doing this really, but I'm absolutely starving, and you know it. When you've been out, when you've been working, you need sustenance. I love this channel because it's almost like the feedback that we're giving, it's not being done anywhere else. Well, if it is, I'd like to know about it. But what we're doing on here is we're helping the landscaping community, and also we're helping the consumer as well, to try and help them to sort of head in the right direction, to filter through all the bad things that you need to avoid when choosing a contractor. Just want to hear a little bit more from you guys, the ones that are joining this morning, just to tell us where you are and where you're from. A little bit disjointed this morning because I can't concentrate when I'm hungry and when I'm thirsty. It's difficult. So this week, Alice and I headed up towards Ipswich, and we met the guys from Aspects because they got a few new products coming out. And I think when we're using products, that we tend to use what we feel is good, that we've got confidence with. Top notch. How's it going, bud? Good to see you on here. And we tend to go with those products because we're reassured that it's going to do what it says on the can. And I understand that, you know, there are many different types of, for example, grouting products out there, like Bow, like Mapai, there's Nexus, there's Flowpoint, there's loads. But for me, without a doubt, I've really got used to using the Easy Grout for porcelain. And there's many reasons why I enjoy using it. Is because, number one, what it tends to do, I think it doesn't matter how good you are as a landscaper or as a contractor and you're laying paving, is that, you know, and I lay twice. You know, I put the mortar down, I lay the slab dry, I tap it down, then I pick it up, then I fill the voids, then I put the slurry on, and then I lay the slab, knowing that I'm filling any void up, and we haven't got any voids underneath. But the beauty about the Easy Grout, it's a slurry grout, and it does frighten people sometimes. And the reason it frightens people sometimes, because it looks like, it just looks a complete mess. When all that, it looks like just somebody's tipped oil all over your patio, but it does clean off. But the secret is only to use what you can actually manage. So important to only use what you can actually manage. And the beauty about the Easy Grout is that once you put it in, you use that amount up, you can actually put some more on, and it's actually seamless. So there's no joints whatsoever. Okay? She doesn't stop, does she? So when we're putting the Easy Grout in, and for me, as soon as we start using that easy grout up and it starts to dry off a little bit, I get somebody then to mix up another one. And it's getting that sequence of events so it's nice and smooth, nice and easy. And then the grout can start falling in. And as it starts to dry, then you can start cleaning it and start working that other product round. But the fact is, because it's a slurry grout, it does get in underneath. Whereas if you're using, for example, Al, I'm being disturbed this morning. Now she's sorry. So if you're using the easy grout, it does get in, because a lot of guys are using those self-leveling systems, and people say it doesn't lift the paving up, but I beg to differ. If you've got two slabs and it's trying to align those slabs, one's going to come down and one's going to come up. And I've said this before, and if that slab is starting to pull up, even if it's a millimetre is not good, because you're going to get water ingression, because basically the grouts that we use generally are cementatious grouts. It has a porosity value. Some of the water, even through condensation, can build up under that little mill gap underneath, and then that's when you get that freeze thaw effect, and then it would start to pop. It would start to freeze thaw, then that would come up. But the beauty about the easy grout, it does get in. Do I like Mapai? I absolutely love Mapai, but the one thing that I actually hate is getting down on my hands and knees and working it in, because I'm just too old for that now. It may be for you, some of you young guys, but it certainly isn't for me. Does it work? Yes, it does. It's a fantastic product. Does Baladice's products work? Yes, it does. Does Nexus? I don't know, because I've never used that. There are lots of products out there. You go online, you could type them in on YouTube, and everybody will have an opinion about it. And that's absolutely fine. And it's so important for me to maintain some integrity here. And I'm not all about all of Aspect's products, but they got some products that are absolutely fantastic. Not that I'm against any of their products. It's just so happens I've been so used to working with other products, and I don't want to change sometimes to sort of move away from it. So 17 live viewers, thanks for joining. This is Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy. If you want to give us a call, you can give us a call on 07795. Hello? Yeah, there we are. We get the number up now at the moment. Oh, anyone around? We've just got to get this number, because we've changed the number. I just want to make sure that we've got the number right that we can give to you. So if you want to call in this morning, it's 07795 664 002. So it's 07795 664 002 if you want to give us a call in this morning. Just going to read what you guys are saying this morning. It's so important for me to rush this live stream, because I want to take my time with it. I want to give you guys the time as well. So I'm going to get my glasses on, or Alison's glasses. They're top notch. Working today, watching you live in the cafe. Oh, in the cafe. Top notch. Whereabouts? What cafe and what is it called? That'd be interesting to see. Just going to go back now to some of the comments on here. Top notch there. He's giving us a big thumbs up. Lee uses corkers. There we are. We're back on track now. John Riddleton says, hi, John. I'm installing a very large patio, Indian sandstone, 60 square meters. Got 3-step risers continuously across 6.2 meters long area. Concrete pad pour, 100 millimeter depth, 580 wide. Well, it looks like you've got your work cut out there, John. It'd be good to see some pictures of what you're actually doing. Does this pad need steel mesh? Well, it just depends what the strength of the concrete is, John. If it's a wet pour, you probably need steel mesh in it. But if it's a lean mix, you probably won't need to put any steel in it, because it just doesn't need it. A lean mix is a lean mix, and it doesn't move. The trouble is when you have a wet pour, what happens is invariably is that the concrete heats up and it fragments and it moves and it will crack. That's why they put steel in concrete. The more water you add to it, it just tends to be a little bit unstable. That's why we put steel in. If you've got a wet pour in a concrete foundation, because you've got the sides of the foundation as a normal traditional foundation, the concrete's not going to go anywhere. So it doesn't matter if it fragments a little bit. But what you don't want is that you don't want you laying your porcelain and then all of a sudden the concrete's heated and it's expanding and opening, and then your porcelain will open on top. So it definitely needs steeling if you do a wet pour. But the beautiful about the wet pour, let's talk about the advantages of it. If you put the steel in and if you float it up nicely, you're going to use less adhesive or mortar to actually lay on. You can actually use adhesive, especially if it's nice and smooth and you've created your falls. So important that every elevation that you put in through a patio, it should reflect the fall, the finished fall of the patio as well. And make sure you come up nice and even, parallel, nice and square, coming up as well. Lots to be said about it. We're going to be covering this for some time. 20 live viewers, absolutely fantastic. Let me just go back now to John Rudson. John, we can talk about that anytime. If you want to, any questions you want to ask about that, just say now. Faddy says, easy grout, even for a DIY grouting on my own, was the best advice from you. Fad, just and bud, thank you. I hope it worked out right, mate, and I hope it looks good. I think it does maintain its colour. It is good product, so good to hear of you. That fantastic, positive response from there. It was frightening experience though when it was looking all black, but it cleaned off eventually. You had to use a mild acid cleaner though, but it was on a very hot day as well. Look, so that's the other thing as well that Faddy's picked up on, is that if you are grouting a patio, make sure that you don't do it too much on a hot day. And if you do, just use what you need to do to sort of like not use too much. You need to use what you can actually handle. And sometimes I'm so keen, so confident, and I want to move on. And it's great to have the people around you to support you to actually clean that patio. Lee says, bear in mind, Johnny, the self-leveling clips don't just have to be used to level. I use them, but for holding the tiles in place. If it's not on a bit of a slope, more than just one uses it if used properly. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think they've got massive benefits, and it just avoids all that lipping. So, yeah, Lee, totally agree with you. Look, these live feeds aren't, these YouTube videos aren't just about me. It's about me learning, and I totally agree with you. And it does avoid the lipping, and even for me, sometimes you can avoid lipping because it's a change in direction, and you know, with porcelain it's very unforgiving, so it will show. Unlike natural sandstone where it's very undulated, it's a little bit different. Just moving on there, Top Notch says, working day watching live in the cafe. When you use Marshall Symphony for porcelain, we use Marshall Symphony for porcelain. Yeah, it's a nice product, Mario. It'd be good to actually see. I'm gonna have a look at that again today, because we got a few jobs coming up now where I want to be using different products, and I want to sort of try and advise my customers a little bit more just lately, because this year, because of the products wasn't so available, and because of that, what I've tended to do is got my customers to go and have a look. If they can make an appointment to go and see products, to go there and have a look. And if you are a consumer, or if you're thinking about having a patio done at some time in the future, you know, just don't just rely on your contractor, because you know, you need to go out there and check a few things out, because the trouble is, when the consumer starts choosing, they may get a few things wrong. And those things that they may get wrong is you've got to make sure that you've got an R11 rating if you're using porcelain. Is it ideal to use anything less than 20 mil? No, it's not, but it can be okay. You can lay 10 mil exterior porcelain outside, but it needs to be laid on concrete. You have to think about these things. There's lots and lots of questions, but the advantages of the consumers going along and having a look at the possible porcelain paving that is available is that you can look at the colors, you can look at the style, you can see what's trending, and you get a real good insight to what you think would work in your garden. Because just because you've seen something in a magazine doesn't mean to say that that's what you like it when you go and see it. I've seen it so many times. I've seen customers look at magazines and say, yeah, this is what I want. And lo and behold, when it arrives, you get the sample. They say, no, that's not what I ordered. So these things happen. So it's good for them to go along and have a look. And just lately, because of the COVID and because of the lack of products that are available, I try to get customers to go along, and it helps them to make that little bit more informed decision. You can give them some advice if you are a contractor, because that's your role. That's what you do. Hey, look at this. We've got 22 live viewers, or 23 at the moment. Let's have a look. 23, and we've only got 11 likes. Come on, just hit the like button. Just get some likes now. It'd be so important. It's so good if you can actually do it. Let's have a look at what people are actually saying now this morning, and we're all going to learn off this, and it's so important that I talk about it. Tony's Cafe in Watford. Do you know, I'm coming up to Watford soon. So Tony's Cafe, we'll have to go to Tony's Cafe in Watford. That's top notch. I'd love to see a picture of that. Can you take a picture and drop me that on WhatsApp? You can send that to me on 07795 595 994. Or if you want to call in this morning and have a chat to me, you can call in on 07795 07795 664 002. Give us a call and I'd be more than happy to talk to you this morning. 15 likes, good to see. Top notch is there in Tony's Cafe in Watford. We want to see that this morning. Alan Blackshaw, morning, Johnny boy. Sorry not watch your Saturday podcast for a few weeks. Your jobs are looking class as usual. Take care, mate. Love the words. Great words. It's good to see Alan picks up on everything. You don't have to apologise, Al. You know, we can catch up anytime, mate. Could be good to speak to you sometime. Good to see that you're actually watching this morning and joined us this morning. And hey, listen, the only reason the work is class that I'm doing at the moment, I like to think so, is simply because of you guys. You set the standard. So thank you for that. Lee says, not sure what the situation is your end, but down this way, scammers are rife. I'd like to explain to you what's happening down here, and with your reach, you could definitely help the innocent public. Lee, I want to know more about it. Let's just read what Lee says there again. Not sure what the situation is on your end, but down this way, scammers are rife. I'd like to explain to you what's happening down here, and your reach could definitely... Lee, if you want to give me a call after the live stream and tell me a little bit more about it, it's always difficult. What we're trying to do, we're trying to put something together where 18 likes, fantastic. We're trying to get this live stream done soon. Andy Kellum's going to be helping us. So we actually can invite people on here live as well. So there's a way of doing it, but we just got to work that out at the moment. So I'd like to speak to Lee about that. Alan Blackshaw says, you're a legend, mate. And Alison, big kiss. Love it. Fantastic. Alan, you're a star. Want to know a little bit more about what Lee says about scammers going on. The thing is, at the moment, it's really unstable at the moment. We've got there's still the COVID thing going on. We've got the driver shortage. We got product shortage. It's a war shortage. It's a pandemic of shortages out there at the moment. And it's not good. It's not good at all. And that's why it's always good to send your customers to go and have a look to see what's available, because there's nothing worse when they order a product as well. This is what I was trying to say. When they order a product and they've made their choice about what they want and they've placed the order, and then suppliers take money sometimes, and what happens is that all of a sudden they can't get it for a few months. So it's a difficult one. There'd be nothing worse when you've got a product for one area and then you think, I want to get another area done in the same product, and then you go to order it and you can't get it for whatever reason, because there's a shortage, because it's they've decided that they want to end that line. So these are the questions that you need to ask. How long will that product be available if you are going to use it, or if you are going to choose it? It's a tough one, and it happens. Look, I want to hear your story. I want to hear what you're doing, what you're doing today, what you're talking about. Rob Fryer. Rob, I believe that I owe you a tool bag, so we need to get the tool bag out. I will be checking the emails going through, and I will get it out at some point. I just got to find some time in here. John Roddleton says, thanks, John. Appreciate your reply, mate. Got loads of questions about this product, but don't want to take up too much time on the live, but up here in Yorkshire on a personal project. John, it's not a problem at all. If anybody wants to give me a call after this live stream, give me a call on 07795 595 994. You can give me a call. Alison's joining us as well this morning. Look, if you want to give me a call as well in the meantime and have a chat, John Ruddison, please feel free to call now, and I'd be more than happy. I'd love to discuss your project with me now, live on Saturday Saturday morning live with Johnyboy. Give me a call on 0795 595 664002. If Alice can get that up, that'd be great. We got Dan Price joining us. Agree about knowing a bit more about products being used. I always like to use products in person before making a decision. Sometimes it's also a trade-off between what we want and what's available. That's Dan. I hope Dan doesn't mind me mentioning. Dan is our client at the moment. He's joining us with us on this live feed at the moment. And he made an absolutely valid comment there where he says sometimes it's also a trade-off between what we want and what's available. It's so important. That is just absolutely on the nail there. It is sometimes a better trade-off because what is available out there, I want to know if are you getting stocks through? Are you getting what you want when you look online, or when you look in a brochure, or when you speak to your customer or your contractor, and you've looked at some of the stuff they've done, and then you say, yeah, that's what I want, and then you get to that point. So if you are a consumer thinking about having a patio done, you also need to do your homework. I suppose that's what I'm saying, is that you just need to do your own work. It's not just about the contractor as well, because contractors get told all sorts of things over the desk through the merchants and suppliers. Sometimes they're telling anything to actually get their dollar off them, and then lo and behold, things go actually wrong. Let's just read what people are saying there. Thanks for that feedback, Dan, now this morning. Rob Fry says, good morning. Lee says, I will email you over the weekend, Johnny, about it. It's been since COVID began. People just need to be aware of the cheapest quotes are very rarely worth accepting. I've rectified 11 jobs. Loads of it going on, Lee. Loads of it going on, mate. You're alone for victims of scams, taking the huge deposits, doing a day's work and disappearing. It's terrible. I think that's what's happening at the moment, Lee, is that everybody was really, really busy, and people were spending money in their gardens because they weren't going on holiday. The industry, the trade in the industry has actually gone through the roof. And I think that it's going to carry on for some time. Rob Fry says the refractory products materials I use are 26 minimum lead time. 26, that's the bricks. So the refractory is obviously Rob works in he builds the boilers with the brickworks and that sort of thing. Rob, I'd love to see a picture sometimes of what you're actually doing there, right? 26 weeks lead time is absolutely incredible. Is this just down to the lorry shortages? It's all the containers waiting in the docks and trying to get them out. It's just an absolute nightmare. The price of containers has gone through the roof. The Chinese, through their economy, is absolutely just going mad at the moment. And because of that, they're just soaking up all the containers. They're getting products. It's crazy times. There's so much. It's just absolutely. It's difficult to understand what's going on when we watch the news on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, sometimes to try and sort of understand what's going on, and you're on overload all the time, and sometimes it's probably good not to listen to much news. The fact is that if we don't listen to the news, we're not informed. If we listen to the news, we're misinformed. And there's a mixed message in that, what I just said, but there's also a I'm tongue-tied this one. There's a mixed message in what we're being told on a regular basis about everything, and even the COVID thing this morning, they say that they predicted the rise in COVID cases and they expected it. But I still think we need to be safe in what we're doing. Let's just read some of the comments. Back to the comments now. Go back and read. Mario says, following on from a quote, a customer advised she had paid a deposit. Scammers intercepted my email and advised a customer to pay using a different bank details. That's not good at all, Mario. I hope you get that sorted out. We just got to make sure. If you're not sure about an email, I'll tell you now, if you're not sure about an email that's come in, don't touch it. Don't open it, right? And what I would do is, if you know the source of that email and is the best thing to do, is probably give them a ring. If you're not sure about it, give them a ring, all right, and ask them if they sent an email, and just make sure. It's better to be safe than sorry. Just don't make that mistake. I had some money. I had £1,500 taken out of my account a few years ago, and it was being redirected to another account, and that's when the co-op actually intercepted it, and it was dealt with. And the reason, and I'll tell you now, the reason they intercepted me, because when searching, and some people know this and not everybody does, I didn't realize, is that I did a Google search for my bank, and that's what I used to do. Was when I look at going into my bank, I would go onto Google, and normally I would go into the toolbar at the top, but I'd done a Google search and it looked exactly the same. The only difference is where there was the dot was in a different place on something, or one of the characters had changed. It was totally different, and it took me to a cloned site where I went in, I gave my bank details, and it happens to the best of us. But just make sure if you're doing a search, do it in the toolbar. If anybody else has got any advice on that, you need to say now, because it may help somebody out to ensure that they don't get scammed. It's not good at all. Getting back to what people are saying there, good to hear about that, Mario. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it. Rob says products are from China, so they're coming a long way, and the containers are being held in open sea before they actually get into the docks, so they can't shift the stuff quickly enough. It's a terrible story. Dan Plyce says to Lee, he says, Lee, seen it firsthand with friends having work started. Unfortunately, as a consumer, we sometimes have no choice other than to take a gamble on a contractor. Gut feeling is important. Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Gut feelings, and that's what we should do. If you have a gut feeling about anything, just do your own work. It's so important. Ultimately, for any consumer, they are going to take a chance when choosing a contractor, but there are things that they can check, and like a little checklist that they can put in place to ensure that they can rules out the possibilities of it going wrong, and safeguards, as I call it. We've got a caller coming in now, but that's my son calling in. Just messaging back now. If Alison wants to come in, get her phone. There we go. Yeah, there are checklists, and like Dan said, there is that sometimes you have to go with your gut feeling, but also at the same time, you want a consumer a contract that you can actually trust. If there are any questions that you may have as a consumer with your contractor, and how they deal with it, and do we make mistakes? Do we miss things? Yeah, we do. But it's always good just to talk about things in an orderly fashion, and to reassure your customer, your client base, your consumer, that you will deal with him, and you talk to it with him or her. You talk it through, you discuss it, and then you get it done. And not to see it as a problem, but just see maybe the problem as an opportunity to demonstrate to your client that you can deal with things in the right manner. That's the most important thing. And yes, we have problems. You're going into somebody's garden, they're inviting you into their home, and all of a sudden their world is turned upside down, literally. And they've got people who they've never met before, your staff, they've met you, they've got to know you, and that's great. You've gone there and visited them a few times, but also they don't know the people that work for you as well. So they're complete strangers. So you've got to understand, from a consumer's perspective, they're inviting complete strangers into their home. So they want somebody they can actually trust. And that's the thing that's paramount that you need to get over to your client base when you go and see them. It's got to be about trust, and you need to touch upon this as well. They've got to feel that they can trust you. Have we left any? One thing that drives me insane is plastic, and we try to bag it, and when there's not a skip there, and get everything in a bag. I hate to see bottles around. I think personal rubbish is not good at all. If it's site rubbish, that can't be out. That's what it is, and it is. You almost accept it, but you've got to make sure that you show your customer that you're dealing with these types of things, leaving rubbish around, and making sure that you don't have any splashes on the windows, and you clean the windows down at the end of the day, and you've got to be aware of all these things. Making sure that you go and speak to the neighbours, and just let them know that you'll be working in the area that week, and you just apologise in advance for any disruption that it may cause. Just go back to reading some of the comments there now. Lee's talking to Dan. He said it's difficult times, mate, but never gamble with your hard-earned money. It may take a bit of effort, but go around to 2 or 3 previous jobs to look at the work and get a gut feeling. Do you know, that's such good words, Lee, and and this gets mentioned. We've mentioned this so many times. Other viewers of this channel have mentioned what you just spoke about, but we need to keep reiterating, and we need to keep reminding the viewers as they come on it, because they may have not seen it. So we need to keep doing it. So thank you very much for that, Lee. I really, really appreciate it. And Dan, for your participation. Rob Fry says, I think we should do a list of top 5 questions to ask your contractor. Well, maybe somebody want to come up with 5. I used to do 10. I used to have a little list years ago. It was a Daily Mirror cutout, and it was 10 tips when choosing a contractor. We spoke about this many times, and we need to put it in place. We need a structure. We need out there as a post. Maybe we get some up here now. We can start writing them down. We've done this before, but we've never gone on with it. It's not just about me. It's about you to help to build and to ensure the nation's consumers and contractors that we act in a professional manner. Let's have a look now what Lee said. I would say at least half of my job customers tell me during the job that they, just read what Lee says now. Sorry, Lee. I would say at least half of my customers tell me during the job that they knew I was right for them before they even received my quote. So gut feeling, communication and trust is key. Love it. I'm going to read that again, what Lee says. I would say that at least half of my customers tell me during the job that they knew I was the right for them before they even received my quote. So gut feeling, communication, trust is key. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know the thing is, Lee, it's also about communication. Sometimes you've got to be clear. You've got to have clarity in what you're communicating with your consumer as well. It hasn't got to be a mixed message. They've got to be reassured by that. There's a lot going on here now. Lee says, no, Mario, checker trade is worthless now. It's too easy to get on there. They hassle me daily. More rogue traders are on there due to the ease of it. That's interesting. And I tend to agree with Lee there that some of these lead generating companies are not necessarily getting and filtering through the good contractors. I tend to agree with that. Our company contractors were joining because they are very expensive, £80 a month. Do you know, Mario? No, it's not. I don't think it is, simply because £80 to get some leads is great, but it's just what they're doing is that you may be a good contractor and you may be delivering what you're saying that you're going to do for your customer, and you've got integrity. And but the fact is that it's just like an arena of a bit of everything in there, like, you know, and it's not good. I don't think it's a good place to actually be. I think the most important thing is what you've got to try and do is, if you need to market yourself out there, you just need to send a clear message of what you can deliver. So that's about the why, okay? The most searched word on the internet last year, and probably is now, is why. Why would your contractor choose you? So you got to make sure that what you're delivering, okay, what you're delivering is good. They can see the why, okay? There's a thing called the golden circle. I spoke about this so many times and I keep repeating this, okay? The golden circle is companies, how they sell themselves, is what they do it, how they do it, and why, okay? And that's the format that they go in. But you've got to start with why. There's a book by Simon Sinek, and it's called It Starts With Why, okay? So the message that you're sending out to your consumer, to your customer, your potential client base, it's got to be why. They've got to see why they would choose you right from the word go. And it is about integrity. It may be the case that some people, that message that you deliver, that is, you can be delivered in many ways, in some content on your website. And because if they're investing money, they want to read a little bit about you. They want to hear what you have to say. So they want to know. So it's about the why. Why would they choose you? Okay, why would they choose you? And, you know, having a cheap quote and going on to checker trade, why on earth would consumers sometimes go to these checker trade sites? I just don't know. I just don't know why they go on there, like, you know. And it just sends a mixed message, really. I think if I was a contractor, would I go on Checker Trade? No, I'd probably do a search on a probably local community page and see what the locals are actually saying about some of the contractors. Unfortunately, we don't have to do that all the time, but sometimes that does happen. Let's go back to reading what some of the comments this morning. Let's have a little look now. Going back to there. Lee says about the check trade. Rob Fry's giving a big thumbs up about it, I believe. Dan says, Dan, our customer at the moment, 5 questions. 5 questions approach is good, although I've probably asked John and Alison about 50 plus questions so far. No, Dan, that doesn't matter. It's been great working with you, and no, that doesn't matter at all. And it doesn't matter who I'm working for. I like to think that whatever we deliver for you, we're going to be delivering for our next customer. I'm sorry if I get my words a bit muddled sometimes. It's just I'm really pumped this morning every time when I come onto this live stream. It's great to see people joining me and taking time out, and we also got to be conscientious of the time because we don't want to bore people any longer. Thanks, Lee, says Mario. Rob Fry says, I agree, Checker Trade is worth the money or time. I agree, Checker Trade isn't worth the money or the time. That's what Rob Fry says. Are people, that's why do guys go on there and join it? And simply I'm just laughing at what Dan says there. Just go back on there now. Why do people actually go to Checker Trade? Because they probably gone to look for a contractor and they haven't found them for one reason or another, because they can't find a good contractor because good contractors are always busy. But at the moment, it just seems to be that everybody seems to be busy because everybody wants a garden. Everybody wants to enjoy the garden because they're not going on holiday. So you've got a lot of people. There's been a real surge of trade or road traders, cowboys, good ones, bad ones. I don't know, but there's a real influx and a surge into this industry at the moment. And obviously, when you get the numbers, you get bad ones. It's just as simple as that. Andy Jackson, morning, Johnny. Boy, how you doing? Andy, how are you? I'm good. I'd like to know where you're from. Andy's just joined us, 23 live viewers. We've got 20 likes. Let's see if we can get 23 likes. We've been going 46 minutes. And I got to say, I do rate myself at the end of these live streams of how I perform, because I want to be able to be coherent. I want it to be understood what I'm actually saying, the message I'm getting out. But the good thing is about it, you can actually read everyone else's comments. This live stream isn't just about me, it's about other people's opinions as well. So going back to rating myself, at the start, I was in a bit of a muddle because I didn't realise, again, what the time was. And it was 10:31. It's late again. But that's consistent, isn't it? That's you can rely on. You can rely on that Johnny's going to be late doing his live stream. But thank you very much for joining me. Guys, I want to talk about so much. I want to share so much with you. Good, thanks. I'm from the Wirral near Liverpool. Andy, thanks for joining this morning, mate. Really appreciate it. I don't know what you actually do for a living, Andy, whether you're a consumer or a contractor, but there are 23 live viewers that want to know a little bit about you. Guys, it would be good if you could just share a comment now and just share a comment about even if you just say where you're from. I got so much to give away to you guys. I really, really have. And I want to give something away. I've got to get those 2 tool belts out because they are sat here. So if I promise you a tool belt, you need to remind me. I will be checking the email and having a look at it. Look, this week, Lee, people go on Checker Trade because it looks good on TV. In reality, you can be a nobody, pay your fee and get loads of calls. It's not on. It needs regulating. Yeah, regulation's so important, Lee, and I totally agree with you, mate. And I'd love to have a chat to you sometime and listen to what you have to say about things. I want to hear it firsthand. Maybe you'll do a podcast with me. There's lots of podcasts going to be coming soon. I think the thing is about the YouTube channel, what we're actually doing is, I years ago, I think I tried to get a video out a day, and I was trying to do it for a year. I got to about 257, and I just couldn't go any further. It just absolutely drained me, and I think the content was poor. I think a lot of the content that I've got out in the past was poor in some way, whether it was through audio, whether it was through visuals, You know, it's so difficult to try and film what you're doing all the time. But I believe that this YouTube channel that we're creating, that you're creating, you're building with me, isn't just necessarily about how to do things. It's about help, okay? That's why I do it. It's about to offer help. And you can see here this morning with everyone else that's joining is even Dan, our current client at the moment, is offering some words of wisdom and advice and professionalism in what he would expect as a consumer. And I really, really appreciate it, Dan. So thanks very much for that. So you can see the benefits of running this YouTube channel as we're running it. It's absolutely perfect. It's a perfect partnership between myself, you, and other YouTube users. The thing that I was going to say to you, and this is just a little bit of feedback, it would be really good if this video later you'd like to go back onto and maybe pass some comments on there then, because not always the actual live comments come up on the video at a later date. So it'd be good if you could actually do that. Just going to read the comments, back to the comments again, and just have a little read there. Lee says about checker trade and regulating, so important. Lift weight. You need to remember that when using checker trade, you are not the customer. The trade is the customer and you are the product. Great observation. Lift weights. Thanks very much, mate. It'd be good to see where you're from and if you can give us a bit of feedback. Aspe Anthony, I be scared, anxious to ask for help. I'm new to landscaping business. Been around it for 2 years. I'd be scared, anxious to ask for help. Aspe Anthony, you need to ask me. I don't know if Alice can actually do it. I think I could do it, but I can't comment. It's difficult for me to actually type it in now when the live stream is actually on. Aspe Anthony, if you want to give me a ring, mate, if you want to take this number down, because I don't want that. That's the last thing that we want. He says, I'd be scared to, I'd be scared. I'd be too scared, anxious to ask for help. I'm new in the landscaping business, been around it for 2 years. You need to give me a ring, mate. My number is 07795 595 994, and you see Lee is on it straight away because Lee cares. Never be scared of anxious aspect. We're all learning every day, especially with the new products and accessories these days. Lee, Anthony, you need, I hope I got the name right, you need to listen to what Lee actually says there. Don't be anxious, don't be scared. But if you are anxious and you are scared, that tells me a lot about you because it shows that you care, okay? You're in touch with your senses, okay? None of us are bulletproof at any point, so you need to give me a ring, mate. My number is 07795 595 994. Give me a call after this live stream straight away. Give us a call. Don't be scared. Let's have a chat and we'll be able to help you. The help is there. You can see with Lee was on that straight away. Lee, I really appreciate that. You were on it straight away, and that is absolutely brilliant that you're able to do that. So don't be scared. Give us a call, 07795 595 994. I'm going to ask everybody on here at the moment, would it be possible that you can go once maybe not necessarily straight away, go on to the video after and maybe pass a comment on there and give it a like on there. I'd really, really appreciate this. Look, I've done so much this week, and I met the new media girl, Abby, and Carly, and Chloe at Aspects. We met up with Kev Ager. Great talking to them. I had a good time. It was interesting and sharing our opinions and what we were doing. So big thanks to Aspects, a big shout out to them. Go to their website. They've got a massive, there's a promotional range going on their Easy Care products. I'm not plugging them. I'm not getting paid to say that. All right, just go on there and have a look. If you this time of the year when we go into the winter periods, do we clean things up and get things in good shape, ready for spring? So don't just leave it now. You're giving it the early spring clean now, so when you do come to spring, it wouldn't be so hard. So cleaning products and getting things in shape, ready for the spring. Do we do a little bit now? Just going back to the comments now, what Lee says, Andy Jackson says, just use YouTube. Me and my dad have done my whole garden, lay turf, put 30 ton of topsoil, raise sleeper, speak to Johnyboy for help. Andy Jackson. Andy, thanks very much. I really appreciate that, guys. And you know, I just get taken back sometimes, and I want these YouTube these videos to be enthusiastic. I want them to be warm. I want them to be exciting. I want them to be full of information and content. And I know that with you guys, that when you join these live streams, that the content just comes, and everyone can help. Everyone can help. So Andy, I really appreciate that. But I just get taken back sometimes, and then I get really monotone and boring, and people just go off. So really appreciate that. But I'm just going to say now, if it'd be great if we could have 17 comments on the video after it's loaded up, when it's out there, when it's actually onto the system and you actually see that video. Go on there, give it a like, and just see if you can just share it for me. Garth Williams, morning, Johnny and Alison. Garth, good morning, bud. How you doing? What's the weather like where you are today? The weather plays a major part in our life, doesn't it? You know, and you know, when we go out in the day, we want a good day, don't we? If it's crispy and nice, it's good. When it's raining, it's wet, it's not so good. But we need to be cheered up. You know, we've got all this winter period coming up now where we're not getting the sunshine, but you still can get out and get your vitamin D. Get out, because it will make you feel better. Get out and have a walk. Straight back to the comments now. We're hitting 55 minutes now. Rob Fry says, I agree, YouTube and Johnyboy have been massive help over the past year and a half. Rob, I love it. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Garth Williams, Aspe Anthony, I pick up a lot of tips from YouTube and from Johnny. It's good to, how you make your time for people to offer your own back. It's a real positive thing. Garth Williams says, working today, weather's fine. Good, Garth. Good to see a picture. If you can send me something on WhatsApp, see where you are. And good to see people out there, says Anthony, willing to help and give advice. It's there, Anthony. It's there for you. And that's why this channel is not just about the how-tos, how to cut porcelain, how to lay a patio, how to lay a slab. Lovely today in Sheffield, says Rob. Great live stream again. Really a sense of community. Hopefully see you Monday, says Dan. Yeah, absolutely. You will see me Monday, Dan, because I can't wait to get back, mate. I'm chomping at the bit to get on there. And maybe that was a good reason when we're off, like, you know, and just let things go off, let things settle. And I just want to get back to it and push on now, and not rushing, just want to get on with it and get it done. Look, thanks for joining. Have a lovely weekend, Johnny, and everyone. Anyone in Kent looking for landscaping, get in touch. L. Tucker and Son, catch you all soon. Lee, no problem at all. That's the way it's done. That's the way you do it. Get on the comments after, and just if you can just drop a comment on there, because these comments on the live stream don't come up after. As everyone, as I'm an arborist with a passion for horticulture, I design and create gardens that are low maintenance. I always tell the customer low maintenance garden is the most expensive to create. Great words, love it. Dan Price says, plus I'm off work this week and you'll have my full attention. Just what we wanted. That's no problem at all. Hey guys, look, listen, what I want to try and do is every week I want to give something away. I want to give something back. So what I'm going to do, I think this week, Lee, if you're still on here at the moment, mate, I'd like to get you one of these landscaping survival tops with Johnyboy. It's a t-shirt. If you can tell us your size, drop us an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. Lee has played a major part in this live stream this morning. Really, really appreciate it. And you've offered so much help and support, and that's what these YouTube videos are about. So Lee, we want to get one of these off. Drop us an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk with your address and your size, and we'll get you one of these out as well. And just want to say, guys, I met an absolutely inspirational guy this week. He's a rapper, okay? And his name is Luke, and he's called Still Shady. And he gave me this CD, and I'm going to have a listen to this. Just watching him on his YouTube channel. It's called Still Shady. Absolutely fantastic guy. Young lad, Brilliant guy. I just had a great chat with him, and it'd be nice to sort of just drive a little bit of traffic over to his site and just have a look. It's called Still Shady. Go on there and have a look. Rob Fry, you have a fantastic weekend. Let's get one of these out to Lee. So Lee, just drop us an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk, and we'll get one of these out to you now. Would love to the t-shirt, John Ruddleston. Let's see what we can do, John. Just drop us an email. We'll see if we can do that for you. Drop us an email. That's what you got to do, and I'll make sure I get out info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. We can get a couple out. We can't get too many out because they do cost money, but we will get them out to you. If you want to go over and have a look at the Landscape and Survival website, it's www.landscapeandsurvival.com. Go on there and have a look, and you see a little bit about us. We are going to have a new website being built very, very soon with more information on there to help people. There we are. Alison, thanks very much for that. Thanks for joining the live stream. Really appreciate it. We at 59 minutes, 45 seconds. We got there. 1 hour. I tried to do it for an hour and we got there. It's amazing how fast it's actually come. Look, have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't be alone. We're in this together day in, day out. When we go out there and we're in the rain, in the wet, in the dark, we're there to support each other. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. Cameron Burke, your passion is Cameron, we need to speak. I got something for you. Thanks for joining. I just want to read what Cameron says there. It gets me excited about the future collaboration. Love all from Pembroke. Cameron, we're on it, mate. I've been holding back a little while because I've been waiting for some stuff to come in, but we're on it. We're going to be paying you a visit soon. Alison says, give Cameron a ring, and I've been holding back, like, so it's all happening. It's all in hand, and it's all excited. See you soon. Have a great weekend wherever you are. Be safe. Be safe. And remember, if you can't say anything nice, just don't say it at all. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.